So begins the largest veteran and military family act of civil disobedience since the Iraq War began, occupying the Canning Building Rotunda, protesting yet another forever war with Iran, which includes the genocide in Palestine, the ethnic cleansing in the south of Lebanon, and the potential ground operation in Cuba. Whatever violence we do overseas always comes back home, and every war fought by this government is a war on the working class, which is you. We're here until arrest or Speaker Mike Johnson comes out to answer for the dead and meets our demands. If you're an active duty service member and do not wish to join the fifth U.S. generation fighting in a senseless, self-destructive, immoral war for the rich, for the parasite class, we will stand with you. There is a way out. Info below.
We are veterans and military families demanding an end to the war on Iran. We demand that Congress not authorize 1 cent more to this war. We demand that Donald Trump bring back all U.S. military personnel and stop these illegal and immoral attacks on the Iranian people. We are holding red tulips, a symbol of sacrifice and martyrdom in Iranian culture, to pay tribute to the thousands of Iranians who have been killed as a result of this war. We will now hold a flag-folding ceremony to call attention to the U.S. service members who have already been killed and will be killed until this war ends.
We have some serious news right now. This is veterans, including a disabled veteran, being detained by Capitol Police during the largest veterans protest against the war in Iran since it began. Watch it again for yourself. You could literally see them being let out. Arrested today. 62 of them total were arrested today by Capitol Police. Now I have to be careful because I'm rocking my daughter to bed right now, but this was the largest anti-Iran war protest we've seen thus far from veterans and military families. And the images we're seeing out of them, well, it sparked a lot of controversy online because you literally have disabled veterans in zip ties being walked away after they were exercising their First Amendment rights. And many have pointed out that insurrectionists were treated better than some of these veterans who were let out in zip-tied handcuffs essentially today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, spread the word and follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. I'll have another update for you very soon.
On a Monday that should have passed quietly, something happened that is forcing many to ask difficult questions about freedom, loyalty, and truth in America. U.S. veterans and military family, people who have once wore the uniform, people who have risked everything for their country, were arrested not for violence, not for destruction, but for speaking out. This is true verdict. Relax and stay calm as we break it down. Special credit to the stitches video used in this documentary.
Dozens of U.S. veterans were just arrested inside the Capitol. They walked into the Cannon House building on Monday, stood in the rotunda, and chanted against war. No violence at all, and they still got arrested. Just think about how people who have actually been to war are risking arrest to try to stop another one. So the question is, what exactly are they charged with? Because if peaceful protest in your own government buildings gets you arrested, what does that say about free speech? These are the same ones we praise for their service. Until they speak out, then suddenly they're a problem. Too many lives have already been destroyed from wars that should have never happened. And now the same ones that know that firsthand are the ones getting handcuffed. Because if the only acceptable veteran is the one that stays quiet, then this was never about supporting the troops. While all this is happening, we are $39 trillion in debt. An affordability crisis is spiraling, yet somehow these same people who served are labeled a traitor if they're against another war. So what exactly is loyalty supposed to mean here? Because if questioning war makes you a traitor, but sending people into endless ones doesn't, then something is completely backwards here.
Those were U.S. military veterans protesting Trump's ridiculous war against Iran, getting arrested at the Capitol complex today, including this man right here who's a disabled veteran. Hit the heart button if you support our veteran.
Their message was simple: no war with Iran, no more endless conflicts, no more life lost for battle many believe should never be fought. They stood peacefully inside government building, raising their voice, not their fist, and still they were taken away in handcuffs. In their hands were red tulips, symbol of sacrifice, a tribute not just to Americans' life already lost, but to those who could be lost. These weren't strangers to war. They have seen it, lived it, survived it, and some carry scarves you can see, while others carry the one you can't. And yet, even disabled veterans were reportedly among those arrested. Men and women who did not become disabled by chance, but by service. Their voice echoed a deep truth many are afraid to confront. What happened overseas doesn't stay overseas. Everyone leaves a mark on families, on economy, on entire generation, and often on the very people sent to fight it. So, what exactly were they charged with? For protesting, for speaking inside government spaces, for opposing another war? If those who serve their country can be arrested for questioning it, what does that say about freedom of speech? These are the same people we celebrated on national holidays, the same voice we call heroes. But when those heroes speak against war, they were labeled destructive, even dangerous. So where does loyalty truly lies? Is loyalty silent? Or is it the courage to speak, especially when the cost is high? At a time when United States faced struggling national debt, trillions of dollars, and families struggle with rising cost of living, another war rising another question: who paid the price? Because the history has shown the burden really fell on the powerful. It fell on the working class, on soldiers, on families, on people like them. They are not calling for chaos. They are not calling for violence. They are calling for an end to what they describe as endless wars, an end to decisions that cost lives without clear purpose. Their demand is direct: bring the troops home, stop the escalation, choose a different path. When those voices who have seen war closely are the ones begging to stop it, maybe it's time to listen. Because if questioning war makes someone a traitor, but sending thousands into it doesn't, then something somewhere is deeply broken. Now, we would like to hear from you. Do you believe veterans should be arrested for peaceful protests? What does freedom of speech really mean in a moment like this? And where should the line be drawn between loyalty and dissent? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this story mattered to you, like the video, share it, and subscribe to True Verdict for more stories that challenge the narrative.